Hello and welcome back to episode 9 of our ongoing experiment involving The Sims 4, myself as a sim, and some parallel realities to showcase how the law of assumption is always at work because, after all, we cannot help but think thoughts, have beliefs, and therefore act upon them, which reflects in our life. For the past two episodes, we were focusing on our first sim, the one I call version 1, and she went through some more issues at work, even changed her career totally, and she now seems to be doing slightly better in life overall. We did have a problem with the update causing her cat to turn black,
What happened to her cat? It was a Siamese.
which unfortunately was not fixed with subsequent patches. Uh, but today we're turning to the sim in the version 2, whose Siamese cat will hopefully still look like a Siamese. I have not played this household since the last time you saw her in episode 6, I believe. And now we go back to see where she's at and what she's going to do next. It is my plan to try and get her to get a studio garden shed kind of thing where she can work from, given she is an artist, and that takes up quite a bit of space because she's ended up without a living room. And so in this episode, we'll see whether by the Friday night she can actually make enough money to add this extension to her current house.
So let's see what was happening last. She's a canvas creator. She's got enough skill to get to her next promotion, and creating paintings helps her. It's the daily task required to help her get a good performance at her workplace. Let's see if she's got a started painting. No. So let's start something. She's focused. Maybe she could do a focused painting. Um, yeah, might as well make a mathematical diagram so she can keep it around for the focus moodlet. She's currently got some 4,000 simoleons, so maybe we could build her shed by the end of this work week. She's currently at the limit for a second tier tiny house, and therefore building her the shed will cause her to go into the third tier and lose some of her tiny house benefits. So I was thinking maybe we could put her art stuff in the attic instead. As far as I am aware, at least in my usual gameplay, I have managed to use the attic successfully without adding to the area of the house, and therefore not having my tiny house move from one tier to another, and also not losing the benefit of it being a tiny house if I was already at 100 squares. So let's see. With it being an attic rather than a shed, it should be costing much less. So the second that she finished her painting and I could move some things around, I decided to start on her new studio. And it was quite tricky, to be honest. So you can't put it just anywhere because it depends on the roof and how high or low it is at that particular point. Since I really love art in real life as well, the artist kit is one of the ones that I own, though I never really had the opportunity of using it up to now. So I might see if I can include some items from that kit in her studio. That said, it being an attic, I had a problem with the walls going through the roof, and I had to do half walls because I was not allowed to put lights in if I did not have an actual room inside the attic. But that proved to be tricky too, and the room was too small, and in the end, it was so cramped that I decided to just scrap everything again, and she will eventually get her shed in the garden instead. Oh, I forgot to say, for some reason, the area being used inside the attic was also being counted as area in the house, and so I lost the level 2 tier perks for this tiny attic where she could barely have place to walk. So that is another reason why I decided that the shed would be a better option, because at the end of it, the only reason I was using an attic and making her such a tiny space was to avoid her losing some of the benefits of living in a tier 2 tiny house. What I love about The Sims is that, like in real life, you never know what's coming next. So little did I know this would happen when I sent my sim to work on another book. What a shock! She's dazed. Wait, what happened? She died! Oh, shoot. Thankfully, it was just a close call. She does have the chased by death trait, which I've never played with before, and I'd forgotten about it and was not expecting that in the least. And for the rest of the gameplay of that day, I was like with my heart still beating from the fright of having my sim die. Yes, she's just this made up set of pixels in the shape of a human, but still I get pretty attached to them, and I'm sure most simmers do. And speaking of dying, it's not that bad when the sim who dies is someone you don't know, but is a long lost relative who somehow leaves you some cash.
I love how Sushi likes to sleep like this. It's uh, it's how one of my cats sometimes sleeps. This is the version where last time we changed to just her bed. I don't know if you remember in the last episode we changed the whole bedroom set for the other sim because I didn't want her to have the exact same bed, and when I tried a different bed it was not matching the rest of the furniture. What's happened? She's hungry. Yeah, there's no need to be so dramatic. Is she afraid of she'll die of hunger? Seems so, right? She's still terrified.
Wabish, wabish.
Seems like she's gonna be terrified for a while. It's really traumatized her.
She's terrified again. Like, when is she gonna give this up? 2 days. Wow.
At least painting seems to help. Thankfully, terrified though she was, she still managed to grab yet another promotion at work. And Sushi is on heat. She was on heat in the other version already, and we got her fix, but in this one, my sim should have enough time to care for some little kitties. And so, since this is not reality and I don't need to be responsible and neuter the cat, I'm gonna see what it would be like to take care of these little kitties if my Sushi has a litter.
That's a raccoon?
So Sergio phoned her up, reminding her that she was in a club and that they weren't meeting. And even though she did not have the energy to go to this club gathering, the second she got a different phone call to join a new club, she said yes, even though I had no idea what it would be about.
How can she get herself out of this? Two things I hate so much.
And then, to add insult to injury, what's this? Open?
Yo! Why did someone send her?
And that was the most fun, surprising, and eventful gameplay I've ever had at one go in The Sims 4.
If you enjoyed it too, please like and subscribe not to miss next week's episode, where we're going to get our sim to her Friday night, compare and contrast her life to that of her twin in the parallel reality, and also hopefully build her garden shed.